Welcome to Compass Control Professional Online Certification Course Level C1 Plus Part 2, where we're actually going to be programming a presentation space GUI using the modular version 2.0 programming method. For those of you following along at home, you could use the corporate demo as your reference project. The project has, and we will be building, 4 scenarios buttons, 3 of which have selection macros, meaning events and actions will occur when I press that. When I press those buttons, so for example, presentation will turn on the projector, drop the screen, select the default source as through my presentation switcher, and set a volume level on my amplifier. However, one of the 4 scenario buttons, the device controls buttons, will have no selection macro because it's just going to be an option for our power users to be able to view all the remotes of the control devices in the system. The contents within the scenario is just going to provide the needed controls within each scenario. For example, if we were to press the teleconference scenario, we will see the teleconferencing module. We'll see the content as a single device, also giving the user the ability to adjust the automation system, lightings, and blinds. And actually, in total, we're only utilizing 2 out of the 4 content types. Those 2 contents are the AV endpoint and single device in this GUI build. Very, very important. This is on you, the AV contractor integrator, to make sure you are organized in your system design before programming this, because so much of the programming relies on connectivity and IP information. There is a certain amount of this you could do beforehand without having this information. You don't necessarily need to know the IP addresses or anything like that until wanting to make this work. But you do want to know things like the input connections and whatnot, so that we can make our trees with the appropriate connections, because after all, connections are discrete commands in our control software. Apple TV will be input 1 of our presentation switcher and controlled over IP. The video conferencing system comes from Lifesize, and that'll be input number 2 to our presentation switcher and controlled over IP. The podium and table laptops will be inputs 3 and 4 respectively. There is no control for those laptops. However, we do need to add their modules in. We'll spend a special moment on that in the Navigator software. And our teleconferencing system comes from Clear 1, and it'll be controlled over IP. It's going to be input number 2 into the amplifier, whereas input 1 is going to be any of our audio from our selected presentation source using the audio de-embed feature. Our master controller will be a CX800, which is a small 3-port master controller. Our lighting and shade automation controls come from Lutron, which we have to extract the XML report from the repeater of the Lutron system. Our projector will be controlled via RS-232. It comes from Epson, and the screen will be controlled via voltage triggering. The projector will be port 2 and the screen will be port 3 respectively. So let's go ahead and get programming.